Bitcoin is finally at all-time highs once again. Just as I said, we are not in a bear market. Oh my gosh, I'm really glad you guys are following me and a few others out there, not very many, who are actually saying that we are in a bull market, okay? But I'm gonna share with you some classic top indicators that are starting to show up, okay? Just listen to me and I'll explain it all at the end of this video or during this video. Okay, first off, we have Laszlo, the guy that gave 10,000 Bitcoin for one pizza. That was today, 15 years ago. Now that 10,000 Bitcoin is now worth $1,100,000,000. That's a very expensive pizza. Oh my goodness, I wish I bought that pizza back then. That would have been great. Okay, so let's move on. We have $50 million worth of Bitcoin shorts during the start of this rally, like a day ago. In 60 minutes, these shorts lost $50 million. Now that number is continuing to go up because more and more people have PTSD from the last crash that we had. We had about a 35% crash correction, I would say. And so that's what's happening right now. So people that are gambling with money that they don't have, betting the price is going to go down during a bull market. Crazy. Okay, moving on. We have Bitcoin surpasses Amazon to become the 5th largest asset in the world by market cap. Guys, Bitcoin is going to eat up the world, okay? It's going to be fun to watch. That is why you probably shouldn't like try to buy or sell or anything like that. Trading, you're just going to lose money. You're going to get chopped up by the 2% of sharks out there, the very top 2% that actually know how to trade. The rest, 98% of traders in the world, especially in crypto, are all fake. Okay, they're all fake and they're losing lots of money. And they're not gonna tell you that. They're just gonna take a little screenshot and kind of, here's my P&L, lying about it. Okay, so here, next, let's go over to this crazy woman. Sorry if it offends you, she's nuts, out of her mind. Senator Cynthia Lummis says Americans are ready to update US gold reserves with Bitcoin. First off, she doesn't want you to know that the Federal Reserve is actually who owns the gold. So keep in mind, the Federal Reserve is a private entity. They're gonna serve their own interests. They've been doing that since 1913, the very beginning. You know why they started? Okay, I'll go off on a little tangent right now before I get into the rest. But they started because all the wealthiest families in the world were competing against each other. You have the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all these families. And then they're like, hey, you know what? Why don't we just start a central bank and not compete against each other? We can just print currency out of thin air. And that is exactly what they've done. They own the military, they own the police, they own all the politicians. So you know what? As George Carlin once said, and I keep saying this because he was very right, and you know he's right, it's a big club and you ain't in it, and Cynthia Lummis is just a puppet. Okay, moving on. We have Tony the Bull. I got to give this guy credit. Okay, he was dead wrong. He is one of those guys that has a pretty good following, but he was dead wrong about saying we were in a bear market. He said Bitcoin just made a new all-time high. I'm officially wrong with a bear thesis. Congratulations to anyone who called this properly. Now, hats off to the guy, seriously, because he's the only guy with any sort of a following that admitted that, yeah, he was wrong. He was a bear. The rest of 80 to 90% of YouTube and crypto Twitter, man, they're all just fakes. They're fakes. They don't know what they're talking about. I've been in this space for well over a decade. I can tell you one thing, that Bitcoin goes through normal corrections of 30, 40, 55% as last bull market, and we still went to all-time highs after this. And this is what I've been kind of nailing in your guys' head. Do not panic, relax, enjoy the FUD. And the more people that hate this space, the higher we're going, guys. The higher we're going. And the reason why the more people that hate this space and think that we're in a bear market is bullish is because sentiment hasn't gotten ahead of itself. People aren't overly bullish. They're not overly greedy. So when people, you sell when people are greedy and buy when people are fearful. Okay, that's the saying is like, Buy when there's blood in the street. There's a reason why, okay? That's how you make money, and this is why 90% of people in the crypto space aren't gonna make a cent. Now, here we go. Here's a top signal. Just a top signal, not a top, okay? Get it through your head that this isn't the top. We have Andrew Tate saying Bitcoin is going to 200,000 minimum this year. These are top signals coming from people that don't understand finance. No, Andrew Tate doesn't understand finance. He doesn't, okay? He doesn't understand Bitcoin, but they're very rich, and so people are gonna listen to him because they're popular, and so is Andrew Tate. He's just an actor, guys. Don't look up to them. He's kind of a scumbag. And people are gonna listen to these people because people are easily influenced. That's a whole reason why, okay? It's not bullish, okay? Moving on, we also have Moody's has the following countries' credit rating higher than the United States: Germany, Canada, Australia, but Denmark, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Switzerland, Norway, Sweden, and Singapore. Okay, so why did I just bring that up? Because the US dollar is going to be under immense pressure. As I've been saying, Bitcoin is made for this. And look, you can see it. It's at $111,000. We're over $111,000 right now. Probably higher when this video actually comes out. You can see what's happening. People are losing faith in the US dollar, and this is why they're going into Bitcoin. They're losing faith in the Magnificent Seven, the tech companies, Google, Amazon, Apple, all of these companies, and they're putting their money into Bitcoin, especially bonds. Nobody wants US bonds anymore. Who wants that garbage, okay? You can't trust that country anyways. So what are you gonna do? Go to Bitcoin, because that's what it's made for, okay? It's taking your money and holding actual real money, okay? Instead of these fake things like bonds that they can just print out of thin air and they can buy themselves. It's called debt monetization. Look that up. That's a good one for you to look up. Okay, so now we have, if you bought Bitcoin when it fell $75,000 in April, you are now 45%, guys. This is Rajat Soni CFA on Twitter. That's a great post because it just shows you that you buy when everybody is fearful. Now, this is from Immortal. Every bear that exists is at a loss. This is Bitcoin for you. If you're a bear during a bull market, you're gonna get crushed, guys. Okay, now let's go over to Heidi's account at Blockchain Chick on Twitter. All-time high, but the masses still aren't here. This is bullish news. Look at this. Look at this chart right here. This is very important. You can see for yourself that the masses still don't give a crap about Bitcoin. Mainstream media doesn't really care too much about Bitcoin either. They're not having their crypto experts on talking about certain different coins. This is very, very bullish. But wait till that happens, because it's going to switch. You're going to see a switch, and you're going to see people look it up Bitcoin now, or soon, I would say, and then you're going to see your crypto experts on CNBS and all those other garbage news channels. That's when you want to start dollar cost averaging out, in my opinion. Obviously, you don't sell all your Bitcoin, and I would get rid of all your alts, like every one of them, except maybe a little bit of Monero and Ethereum. But that would be my take. If you want to see what we're going to be doing, check out learningcrypto.com, because we've done absolutely beautiful. We've done better than pretty much any hedge fund on earth. Congratulations, guys. You know who you are. Talk to you soon.